Grigory Yefimovich Rasputin was born on January 10, 1869, in the remote Siberian village of Pokrovskoye, a small peasant settlement in the vast Russian Empire. This humble beginning as the son of peasants marked the start of a life that would profoundly impact Russian history. His birth year, 1869, places him firmly within a period of significant social and political change in Russia during the late 19th century. The timeline on screen highlights this pivotal year, providing context for the era. Rasputin was the son of Yefim and Anna Rasputin, growing up in deep poverty within a devoutly Orthodox Christian community in Pokrovskoye. His early life was characterized by the harsh realities of peasant existence, marked by simplicity and faith. He received no formal education, a common circumstance for children of his peasant social standing at the time in rural Siberia. Learning came through observation, family tradition, and the daily rhythms of village life. In 1887, at the age of 18, he married Praskovia Dubrovina, a fellow villager. Together, they would have 3 surviving children, further embedding him in the traditional family structure of the Russian peasantry. Village life in Pokrovskoye was shaped by hard labor, seasonal agricultural cycles, and deeply ingrained religious traditions of the Orthodox Church. These elements formed the bedrock of Rasputin's early worldview and daily experiences. During his youth, Rasputin was known locally for his boisterous behavior, including drinking and occasional fights among villagers. This earned him the surname Rasputin, which translates to debauched or dissolute in Russian. He also faced an accusation of horse theft, a serious charge in rural Siberia at the time. Ultimately, he was cleared of the allegation. These early challenges highlight a period of conventional, albeit sometimes troubled, village life. For the first 28 years of his life, Rasputin lived a relatively ordinary existence, much like many other peasants in Pokrovskoye. His path seemed set by birth, circumstance, and the routines of peasant society. However, around 1897, a profound shift occurred following a near-death experience in religious vision. Rasputin underwent a significant religious awakening that dramatically altered his life's trajectory from that point onward. He began to embrace the life of a starets, a holy wanderer in the Orthodox tradition, dedicating himself to spiritual purification and seeking a deeper connection with God. This marked his departure from conventional village life. His spiritual journey led him on extensive pilgrimages to various holy sites in Russia. One notable destination was the Verkhotchory Monastery, a significant spiritual center in the Ural region. He also traveled to Kazan, an important religious city on the Volga, and embarked on a journey to Mount Athos in Greece, a revered center of Orthodox monasticism. During these travels, Rasputin gained a reputation for piety, spiritual insight, and healing abilities. His charismatic presence began to attract followers and attention from those he met along the way. In 1903, Rasputin arrived in St. Petersburg, the imperial capital, a pivotal move from his origins. This city was a world away from rural Siberia, filled with imperial grandeur. There, he quickly befriended influential church figures, including Father Theophan, the inspector of the St. Petersburg Theological Academy. These connections opened doors to higher society. Through these new acquaintances, Rasputin was introduced to members of the aristocracy. His unique blend of peasant wisdom and spiritual intensity intrigued the elite. By 1905, his reputation as a holy man and spiritual counselor had grown significantly within St. Petersburg's high society. The foundations for his deeper royal connections were firmly laid. Rasputin's early path, from a humble Siberian peasant to a figure of growing influence in the imperial capital, set the stage for his extraordinary role in Russian history.
By the year 1907, Grigory Rasputin's reputation as a mystic and spiritual healer had grown to such an extent that his influence reached the very heart of the vast Russian Empire, directly captivating the imperial Romanov family who resided in the Grand Winter Palace in St. Petersburg. The young Tsarevich Alexei, heir to the Russian throne and son of Tsar Nicholas II and Tsarina Alexandra, suffered from hemophilia, a severe genetic blood disorder that prevented proper clotting and turned even minor cuts or bruises into life-threatening emergencies for the frail boy. Rasputin's fervent prayers on behalf of Tsarevich, often delivered from afar via telegram due to his travels, strikingly coincided with remarkable recoveries from Alexei's severe bleeding episodes, first observed in 1907 and recurring in the years that followed. These extraordinary coincidences convinced Tsarina Alexandra, who was deeply devoted to her suffering son, to place her complete and unwavering trust in Rasputin, regarding him as a true holy man divinely appointed to safeguard Alexei's fragile life. Beginning in 1911, Rasputin extended his sway into the religious establishment by advising Tsar Nicholas II on key appointments within the Russian Orthodox Church, thereby solidifying and expanding his personal influence throughout the upper echelons of the imperial court. As World War I engulfed Russia from 1914 to 1917, bringing military setbacks, economic turmoil, and widespread national crises, Rasputin actively recommended various government officials to the Tsar, positioning himself as an informal but pivotal advisor during these desperate times. The depth of Rasputin's proximity to the throne was clearly demonstrated by his periodic stays at luxurious imperial residences, including the iconic Winter Palace, which served as a tangible testament to his unprecedented and unique position within the royal household. Despite his elevated status, Rasputin faced mounting public accusations of immorality, including tales of scandalous behavior and debauchery, which began to circulate widely in St. Petersburg and steadily tarnished his reputation among the general populace. Even with strict government censorship, newspaper headlines in the early 20th century subtly alluded to Rasputin's controversial exploits and philandering ways, fueling a growing wave of public disapproval and unpopularity across Russian society. Rasputin's polarizing presence provoked multiple assassination attempts against him, most notably a brutal stabbing in 1914 inflicted by Kionia Gasiva, a devout follower of a rival cleric who viewed Rasputin as a dangerous false prophet. The fateful event occurred on December 16, 1916, according to the old-style Julian calendar then in use in Russia, when Rasputin was lured to and murdered inside the opulent Yusupov Palace on the Moika River in St. Petersburg. There, a group of aristocratic conspirators, led by Prince Felix Yusupov and Duma member Vladimir Purishkevich, first attempted to poison Rasputin with cyanide-laced food and wine, then shot him multiple times after the poison failed to work as planned. Following the shooting, Rasputin's battered body was disposed of in the frozen Neva River, where it was later discovered under the ice, its recovery confirming the grim and violent conclusion to his tumultuous existence. Rasputin's death came mere months before the explosive 1917 February Revolution, which rapidly spread from Petrograd and ultimately toppled the 300-year-old Romanov dynasty, plunging Russia into a new era of upheaval and transformation. Historians frequently depict Rasputin as a powerful emblem of the Romanov regime's profound decline, his scandal-ridden influence symbolizing the corruption, weakness, and fatal missteps that precipitated the imperial family's catastrophic downfall. Today, Rasputin's legacy persists as that of an enigmatic and divisive figure, a peasant mystic turned royal confidant, whose life and demise remain indelibly inscribed in the chronicles of Russian history for generations to study and debate.